Welcome to One Foot in Infinity. We are talking today about spiritual awakening and the intricacies of how that may affect your seeming human experience here in this dimension we call Earth in time and space. And it will affect your experience here because here in the earth plane at this particular time, it's a very dense pattern of energy. And when you tune into awakening, you start to de-densify, and it can feel very, very strange. You can have dizzy episodes, vertigo, loss of appetite. I talk a lot about it in One Foot in Infinity in the book, under, signs and symptoms of spiritually waking up. So today I just wanted to talk about really trusting that when you don't know anything, it's okay. You don't need to know. That is a very old paradigm in the human soul construct of consciousness, that we need to know everything. We need to know what it means, what it's for, how it's going to affect us, how it did, how it might now, and how it will possibly in the future. All of that stuff gets to go, actually. And that dismantling aspect of waking up can feel very, very upsetting. You're definitely feeling like you're losing your footing, and you are. And that's why the title of the book really hit hard for me when it came in 2019. That's exactly what the journey is like. It's like having one foot in infinity, one foot here in this seeming kind of deconstructing human aspect of self, and the other foot is in infinity. Now, what starts to happen is you start to lighten. And when you start to lighten, and I mean that literally and symbolically, you will start to feel lighter. You will have moments of lightness, and they will start to tie together. And you will start to feel more transparent. And the latency time of a seeming upsetting experience that you get activated emotionally, the latency time starts to shorten of when you can soothe the self-soothing aspect of remembering, I have one foot in the infinite. I am the infinite. The more you start to move the mind into that space. And that's the key. It's consistently moving the mind and reminding yourself, I am not my thoughts. I am not my preferences, my perceptions, my stories. Because stories come and go. Preferences change. Thoughts change. What's always here is awareness. Awareness, the witness, the noticer, that's always there. Everything arises and dissolves in this awareness that we are. So when you remember continually throughout your days that I am the infinite awareness, and at first it feels funky junky, I'm not going to lie. Even with my experience still, there are certain things that are fleshing up, especially at this particular time, that I have to really steer my mind into the correct track. And for me, the correct track is remembering I'm infinite, I'm awareness, I'm the witness. I am none of those thoughts. I am none of those stories. I am none of it. None of it has any value other than how do I feel about it? If I'm upset, then I am getting lost in that story. If I can just notice, just be aware, then I'm remembering who I am. So the minute we feel that contractive aspect come in, we're good at that. We're highly professional as humans to get very contractive, to get very story driven, very, he said, she said, they did this, and, a lot of blame. Because then it takes the emphasis off of you having to be your truth, remembering your truth. You are awareness. That's it. There's nothing else going on. Now, when you are used to identifying with your stories as who you think you are, this is not fun. This is hard. This is seemingly very upsetting. And I deal with a lot of clients where we move through certain stories or whatever, and, they're okay on certain things, but when I say that's the story, do you want to be right or you want to be peaceful? Because that's not even right. But we're very used to identifying with, well, this is my opinion and it's right. And is it? Is it really? Or are you just noticing that you have an opinion and actually you are the noticer of it? You are actually the awareness of the story that you think you're watching. And what are you really watching? Do you even know what you're really watching? You see, there's a lot of inconsistency in what we think is consistent, and then yet we get upset when we don't think it's consistent. There's nothing consistent about it. Everything is changing constantly in this paradigm of the human soul consciousness and what we project out. So the main thing is to remember we have to stand back from the objects of experience. We have to constantly remember that we are the awareness of which all of this arises and dissolves. And that takes practice. That takes every day. Some days it's every minute, and some days it's once in a while, and some days it's nonstop. But I guess the question is, how much value do you put on your peace of mind? Now, for me, in the curriculum I chose, I wrote a very thick curriculum of a lot of emotional gunk, a lot of stories. So that perpetuated me to want to find a better way, to find the peace that I know is me. I used to think it was outside of me, and it's not. It is what we are. We are the peace, we are the love. What we're doing now is releasing the blocks to that truth. So in the choices I made, that's all I cared about. That's all I cared about. I just wanted to wake up and remember I am the peace. I am that support and love that is the truth of all creation. I'm not the story. How can that little piddly story that could change? I mean, think of something that happened 20 years ago or 10 years ago in your life that you were like verklempt about. What value does it have? I mean, you look back now and you're probably like, I don't even know what I was upset about or fighting about. And yet I still don't talk to that person. Or, I still get a little triggery when I think of that event or that person. Great. There's your gold mine right there. Go in there and feel it. Let the story evaporate. Feel it. Don't do anything about it. Just go in and be with it. And just notice. The more you do that, the more you remember that you are freedom itself. And the freedom itself is that you remember you are the awareness itself. You are nothing. You have nothing to do with those stories, those perceptions, any of it. You're the awareness of which they arise and which they dissolve. So I just wanted to chat a little bit and share with you a little blip of something that could really help you to remember during your day, setting that tone. This is it. This is my barometer. The minute I get stuck in that web of identifying with anything other than awareness, I know what to do. I need to step back and observe. Just observe. The ego's still going to rant and rave. It's still going to go on and have its, still going to do this the whole time. But the difference is now you're not looking at it and going, oh yeah, yep, and them, yep. No. Now all of that, you step back from all of that. This is still the ego going on about its yammering, and yet you can just observe even that. There it is. Okay, great. There you are. Just nothing can touch the truth of what you are, which is your awareness. Remember that you are the truth itself. You are the intention itself. The activity of that. And we're not the concept self. We are the action of that intention to express. In and of itself, it is delightful, boundless, boundaryless, and is not identified with anything other than is, which is the infinite spirit. Thank you for joining me today.